Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. Matt's here with me this week. Of course, we are here on YouTube Live, and anybody who knows anything about this show knows we always start a little bit early than our regular scheduled time. It's just mainly to get juices flowing and all that fun stuff. Of course, Jason already in the room. What's up, Jason? And dude, I've had like a couple of days off, which not good. Couple of days off. Of course, we played a couple, I think it was 2 weeks ago, the in loving memory, my uncle passed. So they had his services and all that. And it's weird because I don't know if anybody else out there, and I'll ask Maddie when she comes through. She's going to be coming through in probably about like 10 minutes or so. I'm going to ask her this too, is that, have you ever had any like weird experiences at like family gatherings? Like, because like when we went at the viewing, there was this guy that just randomly came up to my mom, some like homeless looking guy. And he walked up to her and he kissed her on the side of her face. And he's like, "What's up, hot stuff?" And the entire viewing, we're laughing, trying to figure out who this random man was that my mom had never met before a day in her life.
Wasn't part of your family?
No, he wasn't a part of the family. He wasn't a friend of the family. And my one cousin, it was hilarious. She was like, "What man? Where's this man at?" And she's like yelling at it. He's like sitting right behind her. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like, have you ever had anything to where like you had like a weird like family like gathering where like shit just kind of went off the rails and you're like, who the fuck is this person?
No,
because that wasn't the only thing. Something else happened too. Like, so that happens with my mom, and like we're trying to figure that out. And then after the funeral, we went to some Asian buffet in Annapolis. And so we're there, and my aunt is sitting there grabbing forks. And there's this heavyset man wearing a flannel. And he sits there, and I'm grabbing food. I'm looking over, and I hear him go, "Carol, the forks are there, Carol." And like my aunt turns around horrified looking at this guy. And I know that she's never met this guy a day in her life. And he's just like, "Carol, the forks are there." And her name is Carol. So, we sit there and like, we're talking about it the whole time. And we're like, I'm like, "Who's Carol, man?" And she's like, "I don't know." She's like, "I don't know if like he might come into like the place where I work and see my name tag and know who I am." I'm like, and then when I say Carol Man, I'm like, Carol Man sounds like a bad DC villain. Like Carol Man, I was like, what happens if he just starts going, "Carol, I have a fork for you, Carol. I have a fork." So like we were going over the whole thing, and it turned into this whole thing where we were laughing hysterically. And my aunt, she normally rides a bike. Like she doesn't drive, so she rides a bike pretty much everywhere she goes. And I'm like, "You're gonna be riding your bike with this like big man with the flannel on, holding onto the back of you like a fucking back of a motorcycle rider or something like that." And then I told her, I was like, he's going to sit there and he's not going to be able to find you. So he's going to go over to every table and he's going to start sniffing forks. And he's like, "This isn't where Carol was. I'm looking for Carol." And he's just smelling the forks, trying to find the fork of where Carol was. And like, it just ended up like we were driving back and there was a traffic jam. And my mom's like, "I wonder what's going on." I'm like, "It's Carol, man. He's stopping every car, looking in the window going, I'm looking for Carol. Where's Carol?" Yeah. So, so it's those two weird instances that like happened like back to back. Coincidentally, this can only happen to my family. A lot of my personality, who I am, and people see here at this podcast, is mainly how a lot of my extended family is. Like, it's just laughing the entire time. Like, we're fucked up. Like,
my family's I've never had anything like that happen. That's a little strange. Because my family, all of us are a bunch of heads, so it's like we're pretty chill. If you come to the family gathering, and you're talking about Carol, we're probably just gonna smoke you up. We'll forget all about
I'm Carol. Gonna smoke me some Carol. But no. Like, and I told her, I was like, well, around the holidays, like, you'll be Christmas Carol to him. I need some Christmas Carol. Like, I was like, he's going to want to go caroling around Christmas. But no, also when we were at the viewing, my one cousin, it was her dad. She was supposed to get those little, how you get those little the little cards, the name and all that. The funeral home fucked up and didn't order them. So they didn't have those, but they had seeds. They had like these like wildflower seeds that you could print. And she was like, "Yeah, I paid $55 for these fucking things." And so there are the seeds. So my mom goes up and she tells my one cousin, she's like, "Yeah, make sure you grab the seeds. They have your uncle on the seeds. So she thought she said seat. So at one point she walks up to my mom and she's like, where's that bench? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm looking around. I'm like, well, there's a lot of nice furniture and I don't see a bench. And I'm like, bench? What are you talking about? I'm like, there's a few couches. She's like, you know, the bench with Uncle Butch on it. Where's the bench? And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. She looked at my mom and she's like, you said a seat. There's a seat. And she's like, no. I didn't say seat. I said seeds. And she was like, oh, seeds. So when we were leaving, my cousin was right there and I pointed at the seeds. And I was like, you want a bench? I was like, here's some seeds. These will grow a bench for you. Like,
Jesus, man.
So yeah. So definite shenanigans.
Well, looks like you had fun at funeral.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like that's the thing. Like, but there when I was growing up, there were two places where we had big family gatherings, cookouts, you know, all that stuff. That was my grandmother's house, and that was, you know, my uncle's house. It was always there growing up. So, you know, it was always the whole thing that the family knew, you know, and all that stuff. So, you know, I mean, it sucks, but you know, it was good to see some of my extended family that some of which I haven't seen in about like 10 years or so, but it sucks. It's under that circumstance, you know?
Yeah. And that's usually where you see family members and you always like, oh yeah, we should do this again.
Yeah.
And then you don't for like the next funeral.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, that's the way he would want us to laugh and all that stuff anyways. And I mean, but no, like it's crazy that like, you know, at a family that like weird little things happen where you look and you're like, did this really just fucking happen? And like, we were trying to figure out the entire time who this random man that my mother never met was that kissed her on the side of the cheek and went, hey, hot stuff. And someone originally thought it was one of her cousins that did it. And they were just kind of like, well, that's kind of weird if he kissed you on the cheek and went, hey, hot stuff. But that's like a family cousin, because that kind of crosses like this could be very, very weird type line right there. So, but anyways, we're right here on YouTube Live. Of course, Maddie Collins will be joining us shortly right here on the program, and then we are going to rock and roll. And just a quick update for anybody here local. Of course, we're doing our fully fermented Legends Roundtable on March 25th. Unfortunately, we've been featuring their beers for the last 4 episodes. Unfortunately, our good friends at Full Tilt Brewing, which is our most recent fully fermented, which is live on our YouTube page, they announced this week that they are closing the brewery. So we were the last podcast to be able to go in there and feature them. So we had to scramble around a little bit. Didn't know what was going to go on with our fully fermented episode, but what's going to happen is we are going to be returning to Vagabond Sandwich Company. I sent a text to Ben over at Vagabond. So we're going to be doing it there same time, 1:00 p.m. right in downtown Bel Air, Maryland. So if you're a local wrestling fan, make sure you come out. Of course, I'm going to be hosting it myself, Chase Rawlings. I'm going to be hosting it. It's going to feature Bobby Starr, Ruckus, and Chad Austin, all big local Maryland stars, and they've all been, you know, they've had pretty decent careers. They've all been within WWE, WCW, Ring of Honor, you know, ECW, all those. So make sure you come on over and check that out. And Maddie is coming into the room right now, so we're going to go ahead and admit her, and we're going to just sit there and rock and roll once she's in here. But no, I mean, dude, like I'm trying to think if there's anything else this week that went down, because I was off Thursday and Friday, which was cool because hello. How
okay. I'm good. Sorry, I just had to download Zoom. I'm not wearing underwear. I was trying to cheat that.
Yes, that would be nice because we are live on YouTube.
Cover the porn or Hustler. I'm like, let's do the full like sex worker rep right now.
Nice. And of course, Maddie, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're right here on YouTube Live, and of course, everything you have online, social media wise, is Little Red Riding Hood that you have for all of your stuff. Have you actually? Of course, you have those screen names. Have you ever actually played Little Red Riding Hood in any of your films?
No.
Now
that about it,
irony.
No.
Yeah,
there's been like directors and people on set where they're just like, "Oh, you're Little Red Riding Hood," and I'm like, I'm also Maddie Collins. And they're like, oh, I only know you as the other one. And I'm like, book me for that. Like, I'm so down to play that. The big bad.
Yeah, and that would be a good porn parody. Just you and like a bunch of guys in wolf costumes that are just, you know, the
lot of guys. Yeah,
the Red Riding Hood wolf gangbang. That's what it would be.
Writing itself right now, honestly. I'm like, But it's so funny because like for Halloween and stuff, I'll always dress up like my cat is like the big bad wolf because he's like the small little kitten. And yeah, so I got my dog back there. I don't maybe you can see. Yeah. Our dog.
That's like Beethoven.
He'll be 6 months old tomorrow and he weighs more than I do. Yeah, my room is a mess. I'm moving in right now. Don't hear anything. He just woke up from a nap and he's not happy that I'm not giving him attention.
And of course, we were talking a little bit before you came on, and like I was talking, I've been off for the last couple of days because I went.
Do you mind if I put him away really quick?
Yeah, not at all.
Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna turn the camera off so that I don't. Archibald. He's like, your back is turned. I don't know how to work this, so I'm just gonna do this.
Okay, that's actually a pretty bad name for a dog. I think his name's Archibald. Yeah. So like, I feel like I want to like now I want to name a pet Archibald. Like that. That's just like a cool, weird name for like a pet. It's better than Greg. Like, you know, like someone just goes, come here, Greg. Like I don't like Greg. Like I mean, Greg.
Rover. Yeah. It's like Rover.
Derek. My dog's name is Derek.
Hell, that's a cute dog. What is it? Archibald. What? Yeah, bitch.
That is a big ass dog. Like,
yeah, what kind of dogs are they again?
Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernard. Those are the same dogs that had those like little like water things on like their neck or whatever. Oh, you ever see that? Like way back in the day, like Saint Bernards would carry like little water things on their collars or whatever, and all that shit.
That's a bit strange.
Yes, like I would always go, if I had a Saint Bernard, I would want him to have one of those little. And that's the thing with Saint Bernards. Those are the dogs that used to have those little water collar things, like the little barrel with the water collars or whatever. I would always want one to carry like beer and like one of those barrels, just carry it around.
They're meant for whiskey to warm you up in the cold because they're cold dogs, and so it's like they'll carry around whiskey in a barrel.
Man.
Yeah, but I need to do that too.
How often do you get a Beethoven whenever people see him?
It's a split between Beethoven and Cujo, and I'm like, those are two very different dogs.
I forgot about Cujo.
Yeah,
Archibald. That's a cool ass name for that dog.
Yeah, I was like, let's get something super dignified because he's like drooled onto the floor and like shaking his face around, like the most invasive, no boundaries person or animal that you'll meet. He's just like, let me just like, and I'm like, you dignified Archibald, like Archie is what but yeah.
That's cool.
And we were talking a little bit before we went on. Of course, I've been off the last couple of days. My uncle passed. We went to his funeral and his viewing, and like a couple of weird things happened when we were there. Like, have you ever had anything like when you were at like a family thing, like a funeral or something? Like, for example, like a random man who we'd never met before. He's not a part of the company. Walked up to my mom, kissed her on the cheek, and went, "Hey, hot stuff." And my mom was like, who the hell is this guy? And then when we went to eat afterwards, there was a random man that yelled out my aunt's name who she'd never met before in the restaurant. I was like, Carol, the forks are over there. And she was like, how does he know my name? Have you ever had like anything like that at like any family gatherings?
I don't think to that degree. I just remember growing up, we were very like involved in our Catholic church and stuff like that. You know, here I am. But we always go like, the priest of our like area or whatever, he was like very close family friend, and so everyone would come up to him and then just like know who all of the like cousins were because we would just go, but we didn't pay attention to everyone. So it would always be like that, oh, I know who you are, and I'm like, who the hell are you? Like, I don't know you.
I know who you are, but you
I really know who this guy is in the big white hat. Like, I don't know who you are. Like, they're like, I held you at your baptism. I'm like, I shouldn't have been there. I don't know.
Now here's the thing. Now that you said that, like, just imagine you're camming one day and someone just types in, be like, "Oh, good seeing you. I held you at your baptism," and then it's just kind of like, "Wait a minute, what is happening right now?" Father, please no.
Daddy, no.
Yeah.
No, that'd be so freaky. And it's like, I'll go through Reddit comments sometimes and it'll be people like under like a Reddit name. So I have no clue who they are. And they say very like specific things about like growing up together and stuff like that. And like, just like, oh, we were in a friend group and it had like this many people and like this story. And I'm like, who are you? Like, you know me, I don't know you. What's going on? Who are you?
Like, have you ever tried to put like a face with like have you ever had anybody comment one and you were like, I know who that is? Like right off like the jump.
I mean, with the one that I have in mind, I narrowed it down to, because I had like a 5-person friend group in high school, and so they got that right, unless they were lying and being like, oh, like I was a part of the group, I always wanted to be like whatever, but like they got that right. And so like the details that they started going into with that, I was just like, you either like know me very close or you were one of those 5 people, but like I think you're one of those 5 people. That's freaky. But
wow.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Pastor Todd, that's you.
Yeah. I never knew you'd be doing this, Pastor Todd.
It's like, I'm retired.
Yeah, right. I'm retired.
Retired from Catholicism, you know.
Right.
And what we're going to do real quick, we're going to get into one of our drunken news articles. Where our show is a little bit different than most shows. We're not going to sit there and bombard you with 8,000 questions. We do all kinds of like fun news articles, games, stuff like that. So the first one is, archaeologists have discovered the first dildo ever used.
What?
So yeah.
What in the God's
so
name
it
is
says
that?
here, archaeologists in the UK have learned a tool originally believed to mend clothes could be the first ancient Roman dildo ever discovered. The Ashwood object, originally recovered in 1992 and cataloged as a darning tool, was revisited and reclassified recently after being examined by an archaeologist who thought it was a dick. It says University College Dublin professor in archaeology Rob Sands noticed it while assessing wooden objects that had been found in Bindolanda near North Castle in northeast England. So here, so yeah, this is what they're saying is.
So is it just a wooden dick? That sounds horrible.
So here we go. So that's what they're saying is it, and I think we can get away with this because we did a deep dive on a used sex toy website last week, and YouTube didn't get mad about that. So
it was
this is just nice, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like it looks more like a club. Like, I would think that's more of like a caveman's club. Like, they said that it was used to like mend clothes or some shit. But like, I mean, I don't know. Like Maddie, can you imagine this inside of you? Like, I mean, like, I mean, like, there's anything about that you look at that and go, that's a dick that I want to have. I mean, you can see that there is a head.
I mean, you see that like in women's prison, stuff like that, they get mad creative. And something like that, when you said first dildo, I was thinking like one of those, like what you make to use or what you use to make guacamole, like the bowl.
Oh yeah, one of those. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. And so that's like kind of resembling that, but it's just like in desperate times, but like what other options? I used to use like just a writing pen and like wipe it down and just, because it's just like, or like at the end of a toothbrush, it's just little shit like that where it's like you make do.
Like, with women, I think the most common thing is the hairbrush.
I was going to say that. I think, like, is there anything odd that you've ever used to masturbate with?
So many things. But going back to like the OG, the hairbrush with the electric toothbrush combo, that held me off for a little while. Yeah, I didn't have a sex toy for a long time because it was just things you find in the grocery store that you can bag as you're walking around, and so
you're just looking around your house and you're like, this light bulb may work, but I need to be very gentle.
Very gentle. Yes. I mean, you know, those like plastic cookware like sets where it's just like all the tools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One time, like I put every single handle like at a dude's house. I was just like, hey, like,
check this out.
Like
Exactly.
like one at a time or all
one at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it didn't look like a peacock, like when you were done. Like it wasn't like,
Like
just a peacock of spatulas or anything like that.
No, but I might do that with knives now that you mention it. That sounds kind of badass.
Yeah, that would be kind of badass. But see, which way though? Like which way with the knives? Because now it's like, you know, because it's like, is it like a spatula, like a peacock of knives where someone can grab one and use it? Or is it where like they're like there and it's like you have them as like a weapon? Like
teeth. I think it's teeth with the vagina that has
yeah.
Or like this way. I don't know which way it would go, but it would be like that with like pregnancy holding it around, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, the knife things, that sounds like some what's that game that it's like not Squid Games, but the other with the clown looking dude.
Oh, I know what you're talking
where
about.
he like tortures people.
Yeah,
it's like Hostel or something.
Yeah, it would pretty much look like, if anybody ever watched Ninja Turtles, it would look like a fucked up mouser. If you ever seen those mouser things with like the clamp mouse or whatever, that's what it would look like. So, and it's funny because I'm not sure if I told this. Did I ever tell the story of the guy that we knew in school that got his dick stuck in a Gatorade bottle? Did I?
No, you didn't tell me that one.
So
I would probably stick my dick in a Gatorade bottle, so I don't know why I'm laughing.
There was a guy that we knew in school that we heard a rumor of. He would lube up a Gatorade bottle and he would fuck the Gatorade bottle, and I guess like the lube kind of like wore out, and it just got stuck on it, and like he had to have his parents like cut it with like a box cutter to like get it off, like because it was because a Gatorade bottle, because of course like it's crunchy at the bottom. So like imagine like your father's like, and it's like crunching all around while he's like trying to get it off.
Watch children. Oh my god, I would come so hard on my dad. No.
like imagine that, like, so they're cutting it with a box cutter.
Dad, it happened again.
The ring is like really hard plastic, so I don't think you can cut that with a box. Like you would have to use like snips or something like that. Like,
well, it's just once you get to that rim part, because that's where it gets like harder plastic, where it's just like you can cut around, but it's just like getting to that part. I would just think like you can't get soft in that mode. I guess as a teenager, whatever.
I don't know. It's just like, well, son, sorry, I can't get it off. I'm just gonna have to remove the dick completely.
There was a girl, now that you mentioned that, in high school where she was sending a video to some dude that leaked it to everybody, and she was using a raw uncooked hot dog to fuck herself, and it broke off inside of her, and the video ends with "Mom," and she cuts it, and so she had to go to the hospital to get a hot dog. You know, she also shit her pants at a party, so like this girl's just a winner.
Oh my god, Jesus.
I know a girl that did that with a hot dog, a frozen
hot
dog.
I mean, what like, you know how people shoot, like I've seen girls shoot ping pong balls out of their vaginas, right? And it's like, you know, so like at that point, like if she would have known, she could have just fired the hot dog out. Someone could have been standing 5 feet away.
She wasn't doing her kegels.
Yeah.
So the thing with like a lot of things can go in your butthole and be shot right out, but with your vagine, it creates a vacuum, and so I don't know how they do the whatchamacallit, the ping pong balls or anything like that, because I had to take a girl to the hospital like while I was in porn because she got a like chicken egg stuck inside of her, and they had to crack the egg inside of her. And like,
wait, was she crabbing? Like, I don't understand. Like, are you crabbing? You pull the chicken neck up, and you're like, well, it's not working on the crab. Like,
no, you said
she wanted to do something new, something kinky, and she thought that everybody puts stuff inside their vagina. No, everyone puts stuff inside their butthole because the vagina has a vacuum. So they were trying to pull the egg, and you could see her stomach going.
Oh, it was egg. I thought she said chicken neck. Okay, so chicken egg.
No, chicken egg, like from the fridge. Sort of thing.
Chicken egg.
Chicken. It's like, where you get neck from? Like,
so wait. So for the egg, so is it a pre-cooked egg or is it a not? So it was a raw.
So I was in the like room with her when they had to take it out because she was just like, I'm so freaked out right now, and they cracked the egg inside of her, and you just saw it all ooze down like from. Yeah,
like had a frying pan underneath that. They could have just taken it right out and made breakfast like immediately.
Like there's this one video. I always look up crazy anal stuff because I'm like, that's just like a human like defeat, like, or whatever it is, like that's words, I don't know, but that's just like a crazy human act, is like the crazy anal stuff that's out there. And there was this girl that literally like cracked the egg inside her butthole, scrambled the egg, and like farted out the egg into the frying pan, cooked it, ate it. And I was like, I get it, but
I mean, like, I think, like if I knew someone who did that, like, I feel like I would just have to eat the egg, because a lot of work went into that. Like, that's
the thing. Like, you're
compliments.
not just being the cameraman for that one, and just being like, damn, like that's gonna be all. She's taking one bite of that, and then she's gonna expect me to. Fuck.
Could you imagine like a restaurant? Like, you go into a restaurant, like you walk into Waffle House. You walk into Waffle House, chick is on the grill, like the flat grill, and just she's swatting over the grill.
Waffle House, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, local.
I've seen crazier things at Waffle House, to be completely honest. I used to live in Atlanta, and so it was just Waffle House on every corner of like craziest things you could imagine. Yeah.
You roll in drunk, and you're like, am I drunk? Or is that girl making scrambled eggs with her ass? I don't understand.
That woman laying eggs.
Like, you guys need any more gravy? Like,
I don't think this is all completely gravy. It's a little chunky for gravy. And speaking of that,
what do you expect? Like,
speaking of things going where they shouldn't be, and this is something, it reminded me of like years ago. One of my friends, for some reason, ended up, when we were drunk, swallowing a quarter just because he wanted to. Yeah. And like, have you ever had anything that you swallowed that you weren't supposed to?
I mean, besides bubble gum, but like, not necessarily. I don't think so. Tongue rings, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh shit! Like, so tongue ring comes out, like, I guess.
The ball, usually, it's not going to cut you up on the inside, but I've definitely lost the ball to it, because I used to have a tongue ring that went this way, and but my first manager made me take it out, because he said that wasn't the porn look, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So
if I look at a video and someone has like a tongue ring going that way, I'm be like, I'm already hooked. Like, I don't care. I don't even need
Thank you. And like, will I ever get it re-pierced? No, because now I have new teeth that I paid $20,000 for, and so I'm like, I can't get a tongue ring anymore, and it sucks. I'm so upset about it, but it was so cool. But like, definitely swallowed that ball a lot of times, because as you're talking, it would roll this way. It just rolled off, then it went down the hatch.
When you had it, did you have the metal ones, or did you have the plastic ones? Because I know a lot of times people will talk and you'll hear the metal clink against their teeth.
I had the metal, and on one of my bottom teeth, I think it was on this side, it like dulled down my canine tooth, because I would accidentally bite it when I was eating. And so one of my canines on the bottom is a lot more dull than the other one is, because I would just be talking, and I mean, even now my tongue gets fat sometimes, and so it's like it just loops over to one side, whatever. So yeah, it definitely is not recommended by dentists, I'm sure. It messed my teeth up.
Did you ever, when you had the piercing, did you ever go to the dentist, and the dentist is just kind of like, what is going on?
I don't think I went to a dentist during that time, honestly. It was a very like a year time sort of thing. And then I joined porn, and then I had money to go to the dentist again. So, you had to wait a little while. Yeah.
Whatever you need to do, whatever works.
Right. But I have heard that, because I used to be a dental assistant, and I heard that dentists are able to see if you've sucked dick because it bruises, since the tissue is like really light pink and really like, so they could see a bruise in the back of your throat. But I never knew to look for that, and I mostly just worked on like 60-year-old men that like weren't open and cool like that I saw. At least I never saw a bruise.
That's great, like doctor talk now. Like, the next time you go to the dentist, you can be like, so doc, have I ever I sucked dick recently. Yeah, it's like
you see just swimming around in there. My dentist is like extra Mormon, and so he thinks that I'm like a Hollywood actress, and he's like, "You're gonna make it so big. I feel great things coming for you." And I'm like, "Oh God, you don't know.
I've gotten a lot of big ones. Oh yeah,
yeah."
Meanwhile, the people on Reddit, it was the Mormon dentist that was one of those people.
Right? He's just like, I know everything. It's super funny because he'll like mention that his wife is a redhead too, and I'm like, you've probably seen me if you've ever watched porn then, but like, like, don't know if that's your jam.
Yeah, he's your number one fan. I'm gonna tell you that.
He hooked it up really well too. I'm just like, yeah, you did this. You just want to check on your work. Sure, I get it. Yeah, okay.
He's like, don't mind. I don't mean to put the mirror so far down your throat. I need to see what's going on. Yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah. I need you to open just a little bit wide. Look, I'm just going to take this hook and just pull it up a little bit.
He does always thank me for breathing through my nose when we're doing the water in there, because I'll just let it all pool up, and then they're like, "Oh shit, you're drowning," and I'm like, like, you're so good at that. I'm like, that's where this comes in. I do all my own porn stuff.
Nice. And you do all your own porn stunts. So one of our basic questions that we ask every single star we have is, what is your biggest porn injury that you've ever had?
Oh. I'm trying to think, because like I've had lots of like fun injuries, but like actual injury, I don't know if I've had one. I mean, besides like fucking Joe Von Jordan, my pussy was just destroyed after that.
What are your fun injuries? Now I'm interested in that.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
You said you had a lot of fun injuries. So what are the fun injuries?
Have you ever heard of a website called kink.com?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah. No, John Paul the Pope, he fucked me up in the best way, and I bruise super easily, and so it would be like rope bruises and this and that, where like I couldn't work for like almost a week afterwards because there's still like marks in me. And my first shoot ever was actually I don't want to promote the site because it ended up being bad blood, but it was for another like like a kinks,
like a similar site.
Yeah, like BDSM stuff like that. And with that, that's probably the actual injury, the only one that actually happened, because I was just tied up, and like I was like, I can stay like this for photos, but we might want to loosen up for sex. And he like yelled at me while I was still tied up, and it was bad news. I do not recommend, but like yeah, and so my shoulder like got so messed up because I had to drive from like 4 hours away back home after that, because that was when I first started. And so I was like, I'll do anything for the check. And yeah, but yeah, and so like sitting like this after your arm is like this, like uncomfortably, it messed me up a little bit. Yeah, but I love the stuff. They do it so well.
I've done that so many times when I wrestled that I would drive. I would drive 4 hours out of the way, not get paid, and drive home after getting the shit beaten out of me. Just kind of like, all right, well,
like you don't feel it until you're like waking up the next morning. You're like, I never want to leave my bed, but like I need to go do something about this.
Your adrenaline comes down, and you're just like, fuck my life.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like that adrenaline's pumping. You don't feel it, and then the second you settle, it's over. Yeah.
Well, we're going to do real quick. We're going to get into another one of our news articles. And this one is Santa Cruz police warn, do not engage man in Cookie Monster costume. And this is from Santa Cruz, I believe, California. So recently, a man dressed up like the Cookie Monster in Santa Cruz is causing concern around the beach and the wharf areas. The Santa Cruz Police Department identified the costume-clad man as Adam Sandler. And he has no relation to the actor. Santa Cruz Police Department have received calls and emails from people saying he is creepy, and his presence and comments make them feel uncomfortable. Based on Adam Sandler's history across the count, I can't let go. Like, so is he talking?
Get over that fact. Yeah. I grew up with a kid, and his name was Will Ferrell, and so like same sort of situation where it's just like, it wasn't him. Like anything he does, it wasn't him. But
it says so far, Sandler has not committed a crime in the city of Santa Cruz. Community members have asked if it's safe for children to take pictures with this cookie monster. The answer: it's a parent's prerogative and risk to allow their children to take a picture with this character. Remember that the SCPD advises the public not to interact with this person in the Cookie Monster costume due to his history of unpredictable, vulgar comments and troublesome behavior. Like, I wish they kind of like said a little bit like what. Yeah, do they say what he's done? Like, I want to know. Like,
so there's a website you can contact.
Yeah, contact the website. So actually, this is kind of a disturbing little costume. So yeah, let me pull this up. Like,
yeah, let's see it.
Like that's
Adam Sandler being okay.
Like that's totally like if you go to New York and you run into like Cookie Monster and it's a homeless guy trying to charge you like $30 to take a picture with him
on the Vegas Strip sort of thing. Just like
that's like the Wish of Cookie Monsters. Yeah. Like he got it at like wish.com.
This is the guy that's like commenting on Maddie's stuff in Reddit. Like whoever that is underneath this Cookie Monster costume.
In the cookie suit, just like cookies.
Yeah, they're the
cousin. I've been holding you since you were a baby.
Oh,
they're the cousin of Will Ferrell. Adam Sandler.
I think that's the thing that would throw me off the most is like just him being named Adam Sandler, because it's just like if you took a picture with him and you're just like, oh my god, I met Adam Sandler in a bunny or in a Cookie Monster suit today, who's gonna know? And then it's just like if you got a video recording and he's like, I'm gonna fuck your mom, it's like, oh, that's not Adam Sandler. I don't know, but like it seems a little vulgar for him. But no, I love Adam Sandler. That guy, I might have to go see him. I'm like, I can be vulgar. Let's see what you got.
Like, is he saying like Adam Sandler quotes? Like that's what I want to know. Like what is vulgar to the Santa Cruz Police Department? Like,
and that's the thing too. It's like, who did they ask? Because I'm sure if they asked like all the surfers and all the skaters and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, that's just Cookie. Whatever. Yeah. He's a little kooky, but he's Cookie. Yeah. Like,
yeah, he just like smoked crack behind the dumpster with us. Like,
yeah.
Right. Like, cool dude. Yeah.
This man just did a bump with us like 5 minutes ago. Like,
right.
He's just getting his money, bro. Don't worry. No, but I'm already not a fan of mascots. I can do a little bit more, but people dressing up as like Santa.
Yeah.
Don't like Santas. Like, I'm like, where did we find you? Who are you? Like, because once I started catching on that, like, every Santa like looked a little different, and then it was like, oh, we're Santa's helpers. I'm like, I'm not stealing your fucking laugh, you weirdo. But it's the same thing with the people in costumes. I'm just like, I don't know if you ever watched that. It's just not, it's okay. Yeah. But like the Vegas girls that are on the strip, I'll take pictures of them all day. I'm like,
oh yeah, I went to Vegas and there was someone that was dressed up like Heath Ledger's Joker, and he looked exactly fucking like him. Like it was insane.
One time I was doing something downtown Hollywood or downtown LA, I don't remember which, and there was a dude that was dressed up as the Joker, and I was like, hey dude, like let me get a picture with you really quick, like your costume's super cool. I cashed out him a couple dollars, and he was like, do you want to smoke? So I smoked a blunt with the Joker. It was pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, I was like, there's that man, I can take him on now.
I've never done anything cool like that.
Right.
That's awesome. And
the Hollywood, like they are literally walking the streets. Yeah.
And of course, we're on YouTube Live. We have a couple of comments in the live feed, and let's see, what are they? So let's see, have you ever worked with Tommy Pistol? That is one of the questions.
Yes, I have. He is so great, and I just watched a video of him that just got released on Evil Angel today, and it was with Lexi Lore, and it was like him being like super dom and like super hardcore, and I would love that because he has played my dad in a Christmas feature before, so I did get to fuck him. I fucked my dad. Yeah, that happened. I was like, so I didn't get to fuck him because whatever. Definitely did. And then the other scene that we did was a VR scene, and so it's a lot of me doing the work and him kind of just like having the hands and can't really like do
the VR stuff is insane.
Yeah, wait, I hear that's a little. Who do we hear that from?
We a couple.
Brad.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, Brad.
Yeah, he was telling me how awkward it is.
Yeah.
No, it's like the free use, but reverse, where it's just like you just kind of have to like ignore what's happening and just be there.
Free use is one of our favorite quotes now. We dove into that a lot on our show, and we always just go, was it free use? Like, I mean, like we'll go places, we'll be like, all right, well, I mean, is it, free use? Like, I mean, and I mean, that genre in general is just, you look at it, it's just like free use mom, and it's just like, oh, well, okay, like
so hard for me because it's such an easy work day for the girl, such a hard day for the guy because it's like the girl's just totally acting uninterested in him the whole time. There's no chemistry, no interaction, no anything. And so I've thought about doing it like on my like personal site and stuff like that, just like a little series, just because it's so easy to do, but like it's really better for the girls that don't enjoy sex, where it's like they're already acting like that and like already not like sucking dick on their own on the side and shit like that and like off camera and stuff. So as easy as it is, as much as like it's such a bad day on set because I'm like, I want to fuck. It's a hard knock life. Champagne problems for sure. Like I just have to stay here.
That's funny, and that's Matt will probably kill me for this, but you said champagne problems, which is totally a Taylor Swift lyric because my wife is a huge Swiftie, Swiftie.
Tickets to the tour or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, did you? Everybody, they're like, I got tickets.
The Capitol, like my wife couldn't get into that. Like she was devastated because of everything that happened with the tour. But did you hear Capital One is making a major announcement on Monday, and they posted on Twitter an image of tickets laying on a table, and it said, "Make sure they put one of her lyrics, and they were like, make sure you meet us behind the mall or something like one of those lyrics on Monday, 3/6." And my wife's going nuts now because she's like, okay, well, because the Capital One, I have a Capital One card. That sale didn't exist because of Ticketmaster's fuck up. Because I went to Capital One, 10 minutes, it was done, it was over. And it was like, wait a minute. Like the Capital One card holders, not only did they push it back a day, but it fucked everybody royally. So it's like,
I didn't know they offered that.
Yeah, it's like, so what's happening now? Because Capital One keeps plugging us, and now my wife's like, leave your card at home on Monday, because now it's like, she's like, if I can get in.
Yeah. No, I've heard so many people, and they're so excited for it. I really like the old Taylor Swift, where it's like very soft girl and stuff like that, because like I'm a metalhead, I like grunge rock, I like stuff like that, but that old Taylor Swift slaps. It's so good. The new stuff I can't get into just because it's like a song will come on and then it'll like go on TikTok and then it's just overplayed in a day.
Oh yeah, well a lot of people were saying like that she should do a rock album, because she's actually like, one of her shows she's touring with Paramore. And I was like, oh shit, like her and Paramore together on certain, because she does have one song that's very Paramore-ish. Yeah. So I was like, that will be cool. Like, I feel like she could pull that off just by the way her voice is, and I believe.
All right.
So
okay. I wasn't gonna say anything. But I think you're making this up. I think you're the T-Swift fan, and your wife is like, I can tell you're getting very excited.
I have no other choice but to know this stuff because it's all I hear. Because my wife is.
I totally get that.
What we're going to do real quick is we're going to get ready to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with our game. So real quick, we're going to get into our featured beer. So our featured beer this week, you need this guy
right now. Yeah.
So our featured beer is by Breckenridge Brewery, and it is vanilla porter. So not too bad.
I used to live in Breckenridge as a baby. That's funny.
Really? Nice. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I always try to theme the beer off of our guests, and somehow I coincidentally
really
had
unintentional. Yeah, I love it.
That happened. That is
so
incredible.
Shout out to Breckenridge Brewery and their vanilla porter. It's
Cayman Jack margarita.
Oh, nice. Somebody asked in the live stream what it was you were drinking. So
okay, perfect. Yeah, it's just a little margarita. I had these when I was in high school, and it's a little more powerful than a Mike's Hard, but I really like that fruity, easy to drink sort of drink.
Good.
Or Jameson. Yeah. I'll never turn down Jameson. Yeah.
I've had some long nights with Jameson. Me and Jameson have had some long nights. And of course, we're going to finish up our current featured shot, which is Lion Rum. Of course, Lion Distilling is right here in Maryland, right over on St. Michael's, Maryland. So, this is almost gone, so there's not going to be any shot glasses this week. We're just going to drink the rest of this just right out of the bottle like that.
Oh, right.
Put it in each other's mouths.
No.
All right,
I am not sucking that out of your mouth.
No, I should feed it to you like a baby bird. That's just like
how we feed each other come on scene, so it'd be very fun.
Yeah.
Well, how many views do you think? No, I'm kidding.
Right. Let's get the viewers up. Let's go. No.
I don't think a lot. People will be like, no, I'm not interested.
Never know. There's a market.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break real quick. We're gonna shoot some commercials in from some of our friends, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into our game segment, which is always fun. So let me go ahead and get our stuff ready to rock and roll right here, and we will be right back here on the Happy Hour podcast in a couple of minutes.
Hi, this is Dorella Skies, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Hello, my name is Bubba Almany. I am a bodyguard who has been in the security industry for over a decade. My team and I offer a variety of security services that cover all aspects of security operations. We have secured some of the highest profile clients and largest events in the world. Should your situation require armed protection, we have the ability to carry in all 50 states and U.S. territories. Not only do we have the latest security equipment, we also have world-class training. We look forward to assisting all of your security needs by bringing you the finest and most dedicated security personnel available. From the Office of the President of the United States to local county and state dignitaries, my tactical dignitary protection officers are the tip of the spear in this extremely competitive industry. Let my highly trained staff protect the asset today. We can be contacted via the email and number below. Thank you.
In a world full of hunger and thirst, one restaurant will attempt to satisfy these cravings forever. Meet our hero, the cheeseburger, and his salty partner, crab dip tater tots. Together, with local craft beer, they take the fight to hunger. With a special appearance by Cupcake Milkshake, they... Vagabond Sandwich Company. Better making food than making commercials.
I just need a little more money. Yes, I told you my luck was going to change. All you do is tell Krista what you want.
This is amazing.
Welcome to the Crystal House!
Hi.
Come on, bring it in. It's like I'm in a fucking Stanley Kubrick movie. No!
Hi, my name is Shay Seitz, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we are right here on YouTube Live. Of course, those are some hits from some of our friends. Of course, Vagabond Sandwich Company, which we are going to be over there on March 25th, 100% live for our fully fermented local wrestling legends roundtable, which will feature myself, Bob Starr, Ruckus, and Chad Austin, all former all local Maryland wrestlers, and a couple have been in WWE, WCW, and ECW as well. And of course, shout out to Reese Rideout. Of course, we played the trailer for his movie Crystal, through here. And Maddie, what we're going to do is we are going to get into our game segment, which is called Oh, the Humanity. So we're going to start it off with Never Have I Ever, which are 3 cards that we randomly drawn out of the box. So of course, Never Have I Ever. If you've done it, you take a drink. If you want to give us an explanation, feel free. If not, you don't have to feel obligated. So Matt, you wanna read off one of
all right. So one of those, never have I ever taken someone else's idea at work. You bastard. You're not a team player.
Well, technically, when you look at it, wrestling, I've been in the back in the locker room where someone was talking out a spot and they were like, oh, I want to do blah, blah. And I sat there and I looked at my opponent and I was like, we're doing that. And they were like, what? And I'm like, fuck them. We're match 2. They're match 6. We're doing it. And like, they would come out and the fans be like, well, Chase and such already did this in the first match. And I was like, well, whatever, fuck it. You don't talk out your fucking match in front of me. I don't know what to tell you. So, and Maddie, you took a drink. So any instance where you took somebody else's idea?
I wouldn't say in this job unless if it's like a collaborated idea sort of thing. But I used to be a preschool teacher, and I remember my co-teacher of the classroom, she was like, oh, I'm gonna decorate the classroom, and I was like, no the fuck you're not. So I went in early and I decorated the classroom how I wanted to, because I was like, you're some 40-year-old lady that clearly doesn't even like kids, we're gonna do this right if we're gonna do it. So it's with good intent, but also fuck that bitch. So yeah,
there's so many layers now, because you brought up Catholics, the Catholic school, Catholic church, and now you bring up being a teacher, and I'm just kind of this all just kind of rolls together into one big porn scenes life story of a porn movie.
I tried so many different things. I mean, I tried the religious route, I tried the working with children route, and I became a stripper after that because I was like, fuck them kids. I lasted there for a little while, but I was not the vibe.
Did you ever have one bastard kid that you just hated? They were I know it was preschool, but there had to be one bastard child where you were I hope he walks out front of the bus, just runs his head over.
It was always the nasty ones that would just hit and laugh afterwards, and I'm just but there was a couple that actually did it and then would be hee hee, I'm so bad, that sort of thing. And it was cute when they did it, but there were some kids where I was just fuck off. And there was one kid I remember that there must have been something going on at home. He would just come in and hit his head against things, and I'm just what am I supposed to non-stop? So I would stand in front of
Are we watching this in slow motion?
Maddie, you're breaking up a little bit on your side. Oh, she's there. I think we might have lost her.
Oh, I love it when we're live.
Yeah. Of course, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you're live. So Maddie's connection is acting up a little bit. And I don't know if the look she has on her face right now for the freeze is her trying to figure out what's going on, or she still hears us, but she's gone because I don't
she might be coming back.
Yeah, I don't know if she's back yet or not, because I see her doing it and she's laughing. So her connection is she was totally robot voice there for a while, and I'm oh shit. Things are going south. Her connection is dying, and I think she's trying to communicate with us.
You know what it
but
is?
I don't understand sign language or
it's Archibald chewing into the internet wires.
Archibald is this is done. This is done. I want you to play with me. Yeah, I need to go for a walk, lady. Okay, stop talking to these people.
She's texting.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. Oh, wait, we hear a little bit of something. So So let's see. Maybe okay. So, oh, her battery. Okay, so is she using it from her phone? I see battery and something. Battery and something. I feel like we're playing the game.
I
now.
know. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
guessing game. Like,
this is
oh,
reverse.
yeah.
We're now playing the
Oh,
game.
oh, it's showing that she has full bars. So
her internet connection's good.
I don't
It's
know.
not ours, right?
Yeah, it's not us.
We got top of the
Like,
line.
I mean, I
baby.
think we're good. So if anybody is watching live, let us know if we are kind of zapping it. No, because I see the live feed
Yeah,
on
we look
YouTube
good.
and it says
We
excellent
look
connection.
damn good.
Yes. That's like we look damn good. So Maddie, I think I don't know what like, because it's weird because it was fine the whole time and then like it started going, but the best part is what happens because like people freeze frame, so like you see them
She's
making
going
random
frame
reactions, so
from
she
frame.
hears us, she
She knows
knows
what
what's
we're
going
saying.
on, she
Yeah.
hears us, but like when their faces freeze up, it's like amazing, and like you're trying to it's literally still wait a minute, wait. Oh, she's gonna do it from her phone. Okay, you should be able to do it from your phone. If you hit join from the phone, it'll show an extra window, and then you can close it from your computer. She's like, wait, oh no, wait.
You gotta use that teacher degree.
Yeah. Ever since she talked about that bastard kid, her internet went out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long ago she was a teacher, but if that kid's a little bit older now, he's just like, oh, bitch, really? Your internet is now gone.
It is. That's some secret stuff.
Craig, that little kid that was named Craig. He's like, this was talking about me? She was mad at me. Goodbye.
The little kid that used to beat his head against the wall because he had family trouble.
Yeah. He's like, oh,
Now he stalks her.
You didn't like it when I hit your ass before? Okay, well, look at this. Goodbye.
All right.
Wait, wait, it says iPhone. So here, let me see.
Okay.
So hit emit on that. All right, so let's see what happens. So it says iPhone here. iPhone is connecting to audio. So let's see what happens. We should keep her on the other camera. Still pull it up because it's
So it's so fucked right now. I don't have a charger for my computer, so I've been using this little thing, and it doesn't actually. Sorry, I'm not wearing pants. It doesn't actually charge it. It just keeps it stagnant pretty much when you're using it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the other. All right, so there we go. Sorry,
There we go. Okay.
It was funny because you could tell, like we could tell that you could tell
Heard everything.
hey, and everything was like still shut. Like you were like that, and then we saw your phone. I'm like, oh no, this is like a guessing game. Like she turned the game segment around on us. Like we're trying.
The Uno reverse card, real quick. Yeah.
It was the Uno reverse card. And I'm like, it says battery. Like, oh no, the service is there. We don't know what's.
It just was there. I had totally fine internet, but it was just because I was using it, and I had it charging all day before this, but it's just because it had that little like battery symbol, like the little like charging symbol instead of the like lightning symbol. And I was like, it's literally dying before my eyes, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know if I can join on here while I'm on there. Worked out. We're good.
We're good.
We're good. We're good.
That little head hitter kid. Fuck that kid.
You figured
I'm on data. Fuck him.
you figured out. So here's the next never have I ever card, because we have 3. So the next one is never have I ever been in a flash mob. Yeah, I haven't either. So that would be cool.
That would be a very interesting porn.
Oh, that would be a
like
cool
scene.
porn parody, like a flash.
You
mob.
just like you're doing this thing, and then just all of a sudden you just start fucking.
Yeah,
like,
it's flash mob, and then
But everybody knows the positions and everything, and it's just like boom, them, like it's people joining in, and they already know. They're just like, and then we move to the next one all in synchrony, and that would be cool.
It's called flash fucking, right?
And of course, shout out
Flash
to our
fucking.
buddy Jerry from Share a Pint. He's tuning in live, and he said it's on her end, Ray. Your stream is fine. And then he says Ray's live technical support with a rolling, crying face. Trying to figure out, and that's what 100% from pro wrestling. That is why I love doing everything live. No script, no notes, nothing, because you have to call the shit on the fly when shit goes out. There is no editing or anything like that. Like when you're live, you're live. That's the way it works. Like
you run out of battery, your computer done.
Figure it out and call it as you go. So the next one,
needless to say, we have not been in a flash mob.
No, we have not. However, a flash mob could a flash mob be a mob of people flashing at one time? Like that would be cool. Like
that's not what a flash mob is.
It's not
like a little play on words sort of thing, though, and that could be a Pornhub video. Just run around Europe and be like, "Woo!" with like a group of girls or something. Like, flash mob.
And here's the last one. So the last one is: never have I ever jumped out of a car while it was still moving.
Yo. Yes. Yes.
I've been jumped, pushed, through this, whatchamacallit, the...
Wait, whoa, you've been pushed out of a car while it's still moving?
Yeah, not like fast, but like a little bit.
Okay. A little bit. Like, what's fast? And what's a little bit?
30 miles an hour.
30 miles an hour.
Yeah, like neighborhood, but like we're pissed off, and so he's like, "I'm not gonna fucking stop the car, blah blah, just get out." And I'm like, "Yeah," but like, I'm a small girl. Yeah.
You're Mormon.
So if somebody took it out of their car, I don't really have
no way. Well, get out then.
Right. I'm like, I'll suck your dick, guys. That was not the vibe for that one, but yeah, like. Growing up, I grew up in Chicago, and there's not too much to do, and so I have this like memory sticking out in my head where we were all, what we like to do is like sit on the like rolled down window of the car and hold on to the top if there was like a bar or if there wasn't a bar, and so we were like 16 drinking, and we're like just one of our buddies drive, like bad decisions, but like I just kind of like whoop. Lucky for me, I landed on my side. I didn't land on like head neck, but like. Yeah, definitely happens. But I mean, if you can survive getting pushed out of a car, like it builds character.
Yeah. And our buddy Jerry was like, she's totally stealing that flash mob idea for a porn movie, which that's fine. Just credit us for it. and Maddie, how are you looking with time wise? Are you still good to hang out for a little while? All right, cool. So
I'm joking, but yeah, I'm good. Like if I don't die in the next 5 minutes, we're good.
I mean, the world doesn't end if Putin doesn't get pissed at us in the next 10 minutes.
Right. If no more weather balloons that just like turn into bombs, like spy balloons. Yeah.
I just want one of those balloons to be filled with like just man jizz, like they explode it and like it fucking just jizz just flies.
Not like horse jizz.
Yeah,
you just went straight to jizz, huh?
Yeah, just right.
I was gonna say weed or like candy or something, but you went straight to jizz.
I know. I was like confetti, and then everyone's like, "Oh no, the balloon!" And then
oh no, killer confetti.
You do the jizz one first, and then you do the confetti. Because then you kind of like chicken feather somebody with confetti.
If somebody did like a bag of flaming dog poop on my porch, and then somebody did like a flaming bag of like candy or something, I wouldn't stomp out the second bag. I get that. Like I would never get the candy. I know.
She didn't call the shit poop.
Oh, shit.
That's a category. No.
Yes, so
not my category, but it's a category.
All right. So jumped out of the car while I was still driving.
Yes, I've done that.
I have done that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show my age, I guess, when I say this, but it was called ghost riding the whip.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
okay. Yeah. It makes sense.
I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
With my cousin.
I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, just fucking around,
There's been so many times where I've been drunk after a wrestling show and we would pull up to a strip club and we wouldn't even be in spot and I'd be halfway out of the car and I'd be like, all right, yep, it's
like just
you left your car and drive. You
car goes in the woods. It's
like goes right the web. Somebody Somebody in the valley, get that for me. Catch that Ghost Ride.
Just crashed into the fucking stripper
Oh.
bar.
So now
In the little 2000s Nissan like Altima, crashed into the stripper car. Oh no!
you're neon. You just leave your neon. Just that shows our age too. The neon. Everybody had coats and neons.
Yeah. Somebody owned the green neon out parked in the river. Parked in the river out back.
Is it bad that I can't even imagine a neon? I know what you're talking about because I've heard it.
Oh yeah, my buddy had a neon, but it looked like a golf ball because it had so many dents in it. And then And
my first car was a 1997 Jeep Cherokee Sport, and it was a monster. It was fun.
Yo, I had a 96 Jeep Cherokee, and that fucker lasted me up until like I recently just got a new Jeep. Right.
It lasts forever.
It's like for like 30 years, bro. Like
it's like 400,000 miles still going. Just replace like the brakes. You're good. Like
my first car was an 88 Camaro.
Loved it.
Yeah. So it's weird having a new car now. Like I've had it for 2 years or so now. So it's like it's got all these.
You can find the parts for this,
right? Well, it's like heated seats.
You don't have to stomp the brakes all the way down to the ground for it. Like,
or you just had to
break the windows.
Stop it yourself.
Yeah. You have to put a long stick outside the car to get it to stop.
Hold on.
Hold on for dear life, children. This is gonna suck.
Yeah, fucking Flintstones.
Just get a Flintstones hold like carved in the bottom, and you're just like, okay, you're gonna feel a slight jerking motion. Just
the thing is, though, Ray, it's funny you say that about kids because I had to get a new vehicle because my significant other said that because my door would just swing open for no reason.
They held on to the handle hard and like the door was it'd be like a scene from Die Hard.
And you have to press the button to open it. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Those bitches just open with the wind. Yeah.
They just fucking it flings open.
The wind's just knock that little button done. Yeah. Sorry.
We're going to get into a game called Incoherent. So, of course, everybody knows Incoherent. It's a staple of the show. Of course, it is a part of our HH Pod Rumble, which shout out to Johnny Goodluck, who won the first HH Pod Rumble. We sent him a custom championship belt for winning the HH Pod Rumble. That returns on 6/9. Right here live on YouTube Live at 8 o'clock p.m., which features this game. 30 former guests return, elimination style. Whoever is the last person standing is declared the HH Pod Rumble winner, and they get a championship belt sent out to them. So, what we're going to
haven't even played it yet, and I already decided that my goal for this year is to be the winner.
Awesome.
Got some competition.
We'll talk. Yeah, we have some heavy hitters.
I don't know what the game is. I'm very. I'm like, can I be a winner?
We're going to show 3 cards on the screen. And it's good that you're drinking because they're going to be in drunken lingo. You need to sound them out and figure out what those cards say. There are some hints on the back. So
this one I say right
here
is actually
is
pretty easy.
The first one. What do you think this one says?
Given her profession.
Can I say it out loud or should I just guess it?
Yeah, a lot of times you'll say it out loud and we'll hear you say it, but you won't realize you're saying it.
Chatterbait.
Yes, chatterbait.
I told you I was like,
I was like the SH is throwing me off, but I know it's like masturbate, but chatterbait, yeah.
So what do you think that is?
Virtue, Wolry, all-eyed, heap born. It's like virtue glory almost.
What's funny is some people do really, really good at these, which you're off to a hot start. Or some
hell yeah! I was very nervous about this one.
Really bad.
Virtue glory. I don't know this saying, so I'm like scanning my brain. I'm like, fuck.
One of the hints is 3D goggles, like like an Oculus.
Oculus is the only brand I know. Fuck. That's what my guess was. Virtue, Worry.
The only reason why we know what VR stands for.
Fuck. I'm so thrown off.
We've talked about it in this episode.
You've done a scene.
Yeah.
Tommy Pistol? No.
But you probably done this with Tommy Pistol.
Just the last part. Yeah. Or the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Could have been the whole thing.
Could have been the whole thing.
You took the whole thing, right?
Yeah. You said you've done one of these.
Done a lot of things.
She's like, I've done a lot of things.
Now I'm like questioning the first part. I'm like, Verge.
You're said like I've heard you say the first two words twice, and I don't know if you know that you said them or not.
Is it the Virtue Glory? Am I off to a good start? Glory hole. Glory hole.
You got porn right.
Yeah, you got porn right.
Okay.
So it's two words.
Virtue will.
Yeah.
Oh, allied he porn. Virtual reality porn.
Yes,
there you go.
I was like, wait a minute.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a little more for this last one. But
here is the last one. What do you think?
already did that one. Chatterbait.
Wait, that's the one we just had.
Yeah,
I fucked that up.
You put me in the championship. I'm ready.
Yeah. So what do you think that one is?
Feeling horny. Feeling horny.
Yes. All right. Good. Yes.
Hell yeah. The corn throws me off because like everyone's calling corn nowadays, and so I'm like,
yeah.
But hell yeah, put me in the championship. I'm gonna be.
So Maddie, we have not locked in all 30 for June yet. So if you would like to come back for that, we do have some heavy hitters who've performed very well at that. You've done pretty good yourself. You want to come back for that? Feel free. We'll be in touch with your rep. Yes. And we'll have you come back on 6-9 and
I'll make sure I'll drink one before the show even starts.
Yeah, we will send out a legit championship belt to whoever wins, like custom made, like guy makes it, blah blah blah, real wrestling belt, whatever. Say your name on it, all that fun stuff. So all right.
If you send me that belt, I would be taking pictures of it naked. If that like puts in any like just rig the contest sort of thing. Yeah. You ever cheat at your job or take someone else's idea? Here you go. Like put that finger down. Done.
And honestly, Johnny Goodluck lost by default.
Yeah. Like yeah. And I mean that's
so
the
there's
thing.
A chance I could lose by
no other podcasts out there
does
anything like the Rumble. Neither do they send out championship belts. So always keep that in mind, everybody watching at home.
Yeah, tune in 6-9. I'm here. Maybe we'll see.
All right. So this is called our Ode to Humanity segment. So we end our Ode to Humanity segment. The only way we can end it is with Cards Against Humanity. So have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
Here and there.
All right. So obviously we can't have a deck of cards in front of you. So we have adapted Cards Against.
I have a deck of cards.
Well, we do it Cards Against Humanity roulette. So we're going to do it
even better.
Yeah, so kind of like Russian roulette. So what we're going to do, we're going to read off the face card, and then we're going to give you a number 1 through 6, and you're going to pick what your lucky number is. If you don't like it, you get 2 rebuttals. So we're going to do 2 rounds of this. So the first one, which now that we know everything that we know now after this episode,
I find this very weird.
Yes,
it's like the universe is speaking to her.
And now this is going to match. It says, "Blessed Lord our God, Creator of the universe, who has granted us blank." So 1 through 6. What do you think will answer that the best 1 through 6 randomly?
Well, my lucky number is 7. So let's just do number 1.
Number 1? Okay.
Number 1.
So blessed you are, Lord, our God, creator of the universe, who has granted us the 9,000 children who've starved to death today.
I think that's solid.
All right.
That's honest. That's real. Like,
okay. So you're gonna hold, or do you want to use a rebuttal?
I'll hold.
All right, she'll hold. So these 5 back in for next week. Now,
Jesus Christ.
So
I couldn't have picked it better myself.
This took a turn.
If Christianity taught me one thing, it's the kids suffer. Like,
And of course, somebody checking in from Henrique. He said hello from Brazil. So we have someone tuning in from Brazil, in the live stream. So hello. I know it's pretty late over there. So Matt, you want to read off the one?
All right. So after months of debate, the Occupy Wall Street General Assembly could only agree on more blank.
All right, 1 through 6. What do you think? Lucky
Good
3. So, all right, Matt.
So after months of debate, the Occupy Wall Street General Assembly could only agree on more the NRA. I mean, it works.
He's just being so blunt right now.
So,
NRA.
You want to
We're
hold?
gonna rebuttal that one.
You're going to rebuttal. All right, so now 1 through 5.
4.
4. Okay.
All right. After months of debate, the Occupy Wall Street General Assembly could only agree on more getting tanned, jacked, and juicy.
So there's another one. So do you want to hold with that, or do you want to use your final rebuttal?
Let's use the final. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Let's
All
do
right,
number
so
2.
Number 2. All right. So there you go. Number
Okay.
2.
So after months of debate, the Occupy Wall Street General Assembly could only agree on more gay aliens.
Yes.
All
Gay
right.
aliens.
There
To
we
be
go.
completely honest, I don't know what the Occupy whatever is, but sounds good to me. Because I was thinking tan and buff and stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm the girls that they try to get maybe, but they're stuck in Wall Street doing the oh here I just imagine Wolf of Wall Street where they're all on the floor and stuff like that. I don't know.
Gay
But
aliens would
gay
be
aliens?
Yeah.
Money can buy some shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
some
wouldn't think about
aliens.
anything.
They
So
can buy
like
anything.
they
Like-
gay
Yeah.
aliens. I mean, that's what I would be buying.
Try everything once, I say.
Yeah.
The little ET finger just in your ass. It glows up. Get in your belly.
And Maddie,
One good turn deserves another. That's what they say.
we have 2 more segments we're going to get into, and then we're going to let you
Yeah.
get out of here. So the first one is our "How Did We Get Here" segment, which we go now.
Well, mommy and daddy.
Your discretion is advised for this segment, because what we're going to do is we're going to show a photo of a very tragic injury, and then you're going to tell us how did we get here. So
I'm a very creative person, and I'm a lot darker inside than on the outside. Morbid, I would say. So we'll see how this goes.
Let me get this ready, and
If
then
any fans are out there watching, I'm still cute little Maddie Collins after.
So Maddie, tell us, how did we get here? So there it is. There's your photo right
Jesus
there.
Christ.
How did we get here?
Okay, I'm pinching into the picture right now as we speak. At first I thought that was a foot. That is not a foot. That would have been a chicken foot. And it's just sliced, but the bone is sliced too.
Yeah.
Okay, they're a righty. That's a right hand.
Oh.
Not even a thumb. Like, it kind of looks like a finger. Like, does the guy just have 5 fingers naturally? Like,
Right? It's just like a little chode of a ligament.
yeah.
Chode of a ligament.
I've seen some prolapse buttholes that look like that, but that's
Oh God.
Oh,
I watch a lot of fucked up porn. Anyway, how did we get here? I would say that's have you ever seen that video? Sharkeisha, no.
Yeah.
That's blocking a hit from either a samurai sword, but it's more blunt. So I would say fucking shovel.
Okay.
It only got half the hand. It only got 2 of them off. So it's it just had to be a clean cut, but only as strong as a human could go, I think.
Yeah.
But
So you're saying a shovel. I'm going to say this is what the pastor who used to hold Maddie Collins when she was a baby, what his hand now looks like after
jerking it so much.
Yes.
that's how much he's masturbating.
Yes. So Matt, what do you think? How did we get here?
I don't know, but I think it has something to do with that dildo that we saw from the ancient times.
Instead of wrong hole, it's like wrong side. It chiseled me.
Right. They were just using it all wrong.
Do we have an answer to this? That's my question.
What's up?
Do we know what actually happened in these?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
I typed something in, something injury. That's how I came up with this image.
Love it. I'm like, because I want to know now. Like,
that injury is from a chainsaw.
Oh.
So he did that with a chainsaw.
Yeah. That would be a horrible angle to be chainsawed at, because it's literally like right on, like, it's just like right here. And so it's like that little like weenus part or flagina, whatever the fuck, middle school shit.
You might as well just take the thumb off. Like the thumb isn't even there. Like
you need
imagine the like hospital ride though, where you're like you're flapping your whole fingers, just like look at what I can do.
Yeah. It's like a limp dick.
Bro,
like your thumb's just like a limp dick.
You just do like helicopter.
Shit.
Right? You're like ET phone home.
You gotta leave this at least.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Finger guns.
I mean, you can get like a good little, finger job going on with that.
The little thumb action.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That poor guy.
But I wonder if they still have like nerve connection in it where they can even like, because you really just need the thumb. They don't even really need these. Those are just for insertion. So it's just kind of like if you could.
We had one a couple of weeks ago where we had a guy and it was his hand and it was stitched together, but like his hand was regular, but then there was like random like tattoo text. So I was like, did they take like part of like a dead guy's like tattooed body and like I wonder if that was that guy. And like they like just stitched it. So what we're gonna do real quick.
What the fuck is he doing with a chainsaw?
We are gonna get into our segment called "What the fuck is that food?" So, of course, I have a friend who is handicapped, and he makes all of his food on an air fryer, and he posts it on Facebook. He never posts what it is, and we always sit there and debate what the fuck it is. So I started doing it here on the show.
So it's his actual cooking.
Yes, it's his actual cooking. I have no idea what it actually is, so I don't have an answer for it. But what we're going to do is we're going to show it on the screen. You're going to try to figure it out what it is, whether you would eat it, and you're going to name it. So there are 2 photos that are a part of this one. So here it is. So
like name the dish as if I'm like serving it in a restaurant.
Yes. Okay. So all right. Perfect. So here we go. So what the fuck is this food?
So just to preface this, I'm already a picky eater. I don't stray a whole lot from what I eat. Yeah. But yeah, what the fuck is that food?
And here's a shot of it.
Is it like ravioli?
It looks like because as I said, I don't know myself either because he doesn't post answers. Like all the wrestlers just go, "What the fuck?" Like, dude, what are you posting? Like, I feel like it's sloppy Joe. Like that looks like something that could be like meat, like a ground beef or a ground turkey type thing. Like I don't know, man. I don't know.
Could be like the portion of that guy's missing hand.
It could very well be.
It could very well.
I was thinking like pork or like some sort, because it looks like there's just a sauce on it, but it looks like it's still white underneath. But like that under part, it's throwing me off because it's like crinkled almost.
Yeah, he has a thing with cheese, so I'm feeling that this might be
okay. It could be like brie, and then on the top it's sugar that's caramelized.
Yeah, that might be it. Okay. So what do you feel this is?
What do you name it?
Shark fin.
Shark fin. Okay. So
like I would name it little shark fin because it has like the little curve to it and stuff. I'm just like, if you saw that, would you not think like, oh, like I've never tried shark before? Sure.
And with this, so you're gonna call it shark fin. So would you eat this?
No.
Right,
I mean, even if it is just cheese and sugar or whatever it may well be, I've prefaced I'm a very picky eater. Like, and so if I saw that on my plate, I'd be like, can I also order 2 more drinks? Thanks.
I need 2 more drinks to get through this. Like I really need to
figure out what it is.
So Maddie, of course, you joined us at 7:30. You know, we ran a little bit over an hour. We appreciate you hanging out a little
Technical
bit longer.
difficulties.
So yeah, if you want to join us for the HH Pod Rumble, feel free. I think I have maybe about 10 people confirmed. So if you want to do that, I'll shout out your rep when time comes closer. You know, we'll have you on a part of that. And you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's elimination style. So if you don't answer the card right, you're eliminated, but you can still hang out for the whole thing.
Okay, cool.
Just, you know, won't
Because
to win.
I'm a very competitive person where it's just like, who's gonna be the one that beats me though?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if I lose, but I'm like, who's the person that beats me? Like, I just need to know who it is.
My thing is well, Johnny Goodluck did well last year, but he won mainly because we did a segment before it and a lot of people had to leave early. So this year it's strictly going to be Incoherent. Like we did Cards Against Humanity before, kind of like in like, you know,
and everybody drinking and
So now it's going to be just strictly like, if we can, 1 hour, boom, 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 through all those cards. So really a lot of people had left out. So
Johnny might have to change his name to Bad Luck after I'm done with him.
First, like talking.
Yeah, I'll suck his dick. I'll make up for it. It's okay.
So there you go. So Maddie Collins is saying she will be a part of the HH Pod Rumble. So
I would love that. I had so much fun with that game, actually.
Awesome. Yeah. Go out and get it. Play it with some of your friends. Brush up on it. Then that way, when the HH Pod Rumble comes up, you're ready to rock.
So what you're telling me is lay all the cards out, and so when I find the one when it's getting played on the screen, be able to find it and be like,
yeah. You put the cards down with a post-it note of what they are.
I'm like, I love it.
What we're going to do, we're going to let you get ready to get out of here. Of course, thank you for joining us on the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, our podcast, we go all over the place. You know, you never know where you're going to end up with this show. Where can everybody find you? So not like, don't give out your address because, you know, you don't want your St. Bernard ripping somebody.
You need my social security number too?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, I have a card around here somewhere. Last 3? No. 3 on the back. Yeah. No. So Twitter and OnlyFans is going to be Maddie Collins XO, and that's Madi Collins, like Phil Collins, and just hugs and kisses XO. And then my Instagram is Maddie Collins XX, and that's, if you can't find me from Maddie Collins XO or Maddie Collins XX, it's probably not me.
Yes, whoever that is, money. Whatever you do.
No, please don't. It's not me. I don't watermark my pictures. Anyone can have them. Like, make their money, but not off you. Please, you're here. I love you. Like, but yeah.
So what we're gonna do is, Maddie, we're gonna let you get ready to get out of here. Can you hang out for 1 minute once we conclude?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap up here on YouTube Live. Of course, we're going to be back here next Sunday, which is a rare Sunday airing. We normally don't air on Sunday nights, but we're going to be joined by adult film star Brianna Diamond. She's going to be joining us at 7:30 p.m. next Sunday right here on YouTube Live. Make sure, if you haven't yet, click the subscribe button, whether it's on this side or that side, whatever side you
turn on your post notifications.
Make sure you subscribe so you can see Maddie again on 6/9 for the HH Pod Rumble, along
as well as Brianna on Sunday.
A couple of others that have already confirmed to be a part. Trinity Sinclair, she also says she's going to be a part of the HH Pod Rumble. So you know it's going to be
awesome.
We will see you guys then. So thank you once again for tuning into the Happy Hour podcast. We're going to conclude right here on YouTube Live, and we will see you guys next week. All right. So in that, boom. So we're done there. And then
here's my